Hello and welcome to Toon'd In, now nominated for 3 copyright claims. Ooh, I hope I win! I'm Josh the Fox Mills. As always, I review cartoons, no matter how new, no matter how old, no matter the cost. This week, we're going from aliens and science fiction to dragons and fantasy. So come with us, my dear viewer, on a whimsical journey. And yes, there will be puppets.
Yeah! Yeah! 2 words, more puppets!
You guys are so easy to please. Come back and we'll take a look at H.R. Pufnstuf. First, on with the history lesson. Sid and Marty Krofft were Canadian brothers who worked in puppetry. Sid Krofft had an act in vaudeville, and even in the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Sid's brother Marty eventually joined him, and they began to branch out on their own. Eventually, the brothers were asked to create the characters and sets for Hanna-Barbera's Banana Splits, a show that I promise I'll review one day. After this, NBC approached the Kroffts to create their own children's show, and thus H.R. Pufnstuf was born. Sort of. The H.R. Pufnstuf character was originally created for the Hemisphere 68 World's Fair in 1968, where the Kroffts produced a show called Kaleidoscope for the Coca-Cola Pavilion. The character's name was originally Luther, and he became the symbol of that fair. Now that you've had your education, it's time we go on a little trip to the psychedelic world of Sid and Marty Krofft. Pufnstuf only ran for a couple of months. From September 1969 to December 1969, it only had 17 episodes, and yet it still manages to remain in the top 30 cult audience shows of all time. The broadcasts were successful enough that NBC kept it on its Saturday morning schedule until 1972. How did this show wind up on NBC? I think HR must have been Pufnstuf, if you know what I mean. The show starred teen heartthrob Jack Wilde, fresh off of his run in the musical Oliver. Speaking of musicals, there's plenty of singing in each episode.
How lucky I am to have someone like you.
The theme song not only tells us the plot, but gives us the basic feel of the show. Let's break it down.
Once upon a summertime, just a dream from yesterday.
We're starting off pretty poetic, aren't we?
A boy and his magic golden flute heard a boat from off the bay.
He heard a boat, and his flute heard the boat too? Wow, this got weird fast.
Come and play with me, Jimmy, come and play with me, and I will take you on a trip far across the sea.
Oh, I think Jimmy's already on a trip. I'm sorry. But if I encountered a talking boat, my first response would not be, hey, let's get on and have an adventure. No, my response if I were to encounter a talking boat would probably be, burn the demon boat!
The boat belonged to a kooky old witch who had in mind the flute to snitch.
See, Jimmy, if you would have just burned the boat, that entire plan would have been foiled. Why do television characters never listen to me?
From her broom broom in the sky, she watched her plans materialize.
Instead of, well, you know, going down and grabbing the flute while Jimmy's helpless in a boat that's under your control. Hey, you want to go back home? Give me your flute. Easy.
She waved her wand, the beautiful boat was gone. The skies grew dark, the sea grew rough, and the boat sailed on and on and on and on and on.
Such awesome weather manipulation powers are never seen again in the series. Think about that.
But Pufnstuf was watching too and knew exactly what to do.
Was it drugs? I get the feeling a lot of drugs were done here.
He saw the witch's boat attack, and as the boy was fighting back...
Okay, the boat actually trying to subdue Jimmy actually makes for a better plan, really.
He called his rescue racer crew as often they'd rehearsed, and off to save the boy they flew.
But who would get there first?
Whoever it is going to be pretty obnoxious about it in the comments.
But now the boy had washed ashore, Puff arrived to save the day,
Whew, that was a suspenseful couple of seconds.
which made the witch so mad and sore, she shook her fist and screamed away.
That's it? Not make a play for the flute? She's just going to go home? Oh, they found him! I guess I'll just go away!
H.R. Pufnstuf, who's your friend when things get rough?
A wingless dragon in cowboy boots, apparently.
H.R. Pufnstuf, can't do a little 'cause you can't do enough.
You know, that's oddly zen. Like, mucho metaphysical, man. As the song suggested, the main character is Jimmy, a boy who becomes stranded on the living island, along with his talking flute, and befriended by the titular character H.R. Pufnstuf, a magic dragon that lives by the sea. No, wait, that's someone else. Oh, but also H.R. Pufnstuf's rescue racer crew, Cling and Clang. True to its name, everything on the living island is alive. Man, what were they smoking? Oh, right. Other characters consist of local entertainer Judy the Frog, W.C. Field-sounding shyster Ludicrous Lion, the hippie trees of peace and love, self-explanatory, the owl scientist and physician Dr. Blinky,
Who? Freddy! I know that. I'm an owl. That's the way owls think.
they do that who joke every time Dr. Blinky shows up in an episode. The villain was a witch named Wilhelmina W. Witchypoo, who owned her own castle, a boat according to the theme song, and a tricked-out cleaning device turned into an almost flying motorcycle called the Vroom Broom. Vroom Broom? Nice. Witchypoo had a handful of loyal but stupid minions, like Orson Vulture, her butler, Seymour Spider, her hairdresser, a messenger who actually goes by the name of Stupid Bat, 2 skeleton guards, 3 evil trees, and a patch of evil mushrooms that turn anything they touch into mushrooms. That's an important lesson, kids. Don't touch mushrooms, or you'll become one. It seems Pufnstuf had a weapon against the witch by being able to call upon the 4 winds for help. Am I the only one uncomfortable with the east wind? And with that charming piece of racism, I think I should probably skedaddle. But before I do, we should ask ourselves,
What does the fuck say?
it's easy to blame drug use for a show like this, and although the Krofts neither confirmed nor denied any drug use, I like to think that H.R. Pufnstuf was just the result of a good imagination and good old-fashioned 70s camp. The show looks hokey now, but it was an innovator in special effects for its time, and it's still beloved by many to this day. If you have a tolerance for this sort of thing, I certainly recommend giving it a shot. Otherwise, you might want to give it a pass. Next week is the end of another month, and you know what that means. That's right, it's Anime Week! Join us next time as I take an extensive look at the magical girl icon, Sailor Moon. Until then, this is Josh the Fox Mills saying, stay tuned!